Hi, I'm Cookie Masterson, and I'm starting to think the Flintstones had some major historical inaccuracies. Playing alone, are we? Don't worry, I'm here. And your wrong answer of the game is being sponsored by
JFN, the Junk Food Network. Finally combining unhealthy food and television.
If you happen to find our sponsor's wrong answer of the game, you'll be rewarded with big prizes and cash. Okay, let's not waste any more time.
Get ready, time for question 1.
Let's begin with, what a bunch of monarchy. If England put a true blue blood on the throne, what might you hear at the coronation? All hail King Koala, all hail Queen Octopus, all hail Queen Penguin, or all hail King Lobster? Lobsters have blood rich in copper, which makes it appear blue, so there would be a lobster sitting on the throne of England. And most monarchs are so inbred, introducing lobster DNA can only help. May I introduce Throwing Voices Around the World. And now for a visit from everybody's favorite dummy, Billy O'Brien. Billy O'Brien, everybody. Billy, get out here!
I'm sleeping in here.
Get out here or I'm canceling your subscription to Modern Bride magazine.
Let's get this over with, Dunny.
One's made of skin, one's made of wood, so who's the dummy?
Not me.
You look a little stressed out, Billy.
Yeah, I could use a vacation.
Do you have a place in mind?
I don't know. I want to see the great landmarks. Maybe the Tyranids or Machu Picchu. Speaking of which, in what country is Machu Picchu? Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay, or Peru? Machu Picchu is in South America in the country of Peru. It'll be a great vacation, but I'm not looking forward to that long flight.
Would you take a window or an aisle seat?
Neither. I'll go in the overhead compartment.
Dance with me, Disco 3.
Next. Once you pop art, you can't stop art. And it's time to bid hello to a dis or dat. I'm going to read off 7 things, and for each one I want you to tell me if it's an auction house that deals fine art, or a brand of potato chip. If it's an auction house, press the left arrow. If it's a potato chip, press the right arrow. Okay, we're off. Vintners, Sotheby's, Miss Vicky's, Hers, Christie's, Freeman's, Zapp's, sold for $1 million high fives. We actually did a silent auction for charity here in the office to see who would write the outro for this question. The winner was Ben Jacobs, one of our engineers. And he wrote, Chips, chips, hooray. And he misspelled hooray. Not super funny, Ben, but hey, it was all for charity. And on its way, paint by the ones and twos. What famous painting could have inspired the name of the band Cypress Hill? Salvador Dali's The Persistence of Memory, Grant Wood's American Gothic, Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night, or George Seurat's A Sunday on La Grande Jatte? In Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night, a large cypress tree is depicted prominently in the foreground, and some hills all around it, so it could have been the inspiration for the band name Cypress Hill. If Van Gogh were alive today, though, I don't think he'd be a big fan of Cypress Hill. Yeah, he wouldn't have an ear for their music.
5 fingers.
Open wide for personal ads are so 1847. Which personal ad would be best for a Jane Eyre type seeking a Mr. Rochester type? SWF seeking SWM, SWF seeking MWM, SWF seeking SBM, or SWF seeking JFN? I so wanted you to pick this one. In Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre, Jane is a young single white female, and Mr. Rochester is revealed to be a MWM, a married white male. But in Mr. Rochester's defense, he was a MWM BHWHGTCALLAFAIHA, which of course stands for married white male because his wife had gone totally crazy and lived like a feral animal in his attic. Or as you might see on Facebook, it's complicated. As far as I know, JFN doesn't stand for anything in personal ads. Jewish from Norway? No. But JFN does make fine products like this donut juicer from the Junk Food Network. Why chew a donut when you can drink one and burn far fewer calories? This wrong answer of the game just got you an extra 4,000 smackers. Congratulations. That's round one, and you're sitting pretty for someone so ugly. Remember, in round two, every question is worth double. All right, let's get back to it. It's time for You to Bomb. But really, who's to bomb? The guy who wrote Alice in Wonderland, the lady who wrote To Kill a Mockingbird, the guy who wrote The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, or the guy who wrote The Wonderful Wizard of Oz? The Wonderful Wizard of Oz was written by L. Frank Baum, B-A-U-M. Big deal. Had he been alive in the early 1900s, James Franco would have written it, produced it, directed it, anything you got. James Franco can't be stopped.
Question 7. Get up and shake your monkey bang.
Try this on for size. Hey, who invited the Crypt Kicker 5? If there were an Evite to attend the Monster Mash, then who, according to the song, must have RSVP'd with not attending? Frankenstein, the Wolfman, Dracula, or Dracula's son? In Bobby Pickett's classic song, the Wolfman, Dracula, and Dracula's son were in attendance at the Monster Mash, but Frankenstein was never mentioned. You can't really blame him for not inviting him. It's always the same thing. He gets drunk, hits on all of Dracula's brides, and then tries to bring the karaoke machine to life.
Follow me down to the sea.
Here's one for you. Almost Dead Poet Society. Sorry, I figured it was far enough into the game for me to start drinking. If there were a retirement home inspired by Dylan Thomas's famous poem about his dying father, which activity would be on its daily schedule? Like this? Like this? Like this? Or like this? Yeah, that's a harp on the label. Also, little known fact, a Guinness bottle is itself a musical instrument. So is a bunch of Guinness cans. Next up, I need my outer space.
It's the put the choices into order, then buzz in and see if you are right. Question.
Extra cash for a correct answer on this one. Put these planets in order from closest to Earth to farthest from Earth, on average. Venus, Mars, Jupiter. Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, Jupiter, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, or Venus, Jupiter, Mars. Although sometimes Mars is closer to Earth than Venus, the majority of the time Venus is closest to Earth, followed by Mars and then Jupiter. That earned you an extra grand. So, women are from Venus, so they had the quickest trip to Earth, and men are from Mars, so they had to travel a little bit farther. And, whatever gender came from Jupiter is probably still on its way here. Can't wait to find out what their genitals look like. Why not try Selfie's Choice? Ever since I got a smartphone, all I've been doing is taking pictures of myself looking cute. You know, taking a selfie. Oh, that's a good one. Suppose I can't stop looking at this selfie photo. If I have the same fate as Narcissus, what will happen to me? I'll become hideous, I'll get even sexier, I'll gain superpowers, or I'll die. According to the myth, Narcissus was so transfixed with his own image in the water that he couldn't leave it and he died. Or possibly killed himself. Either way, he died there. Which sounds really morbid, but he was able to capture his final moments with a tasteful Instagram filter. Step right up to the Jack Attack. Well, don't mind me then. Here's your clue. Motherland Rock. What country does your band hail from? Good luck. That's all she wrote! Okay, it took a lot of doing, but I got my favorite band from the entire continent of Antarctica here. Welcome, gents.
We keep telling you we're not musicians. We're scientists from a research base.
Yes, please release us.
Wow, no instruments, no distinguishable time signatures. You guys are truly experimental. I love it. Okay, now why don't you take us out with another song?
Help! Help us, somebody! Help us, somebody, please!
We're here.
Help us!
I miss my children.
Classic.
We just wanted to